So what was your approach when it came to like actually identifying these like these lists, finding these lists? Like say I'm in the pet niche, right?
Yeah.
And I want to start buying some email traffic. Like how would you go about that?
Man, I went on this website. I actually was watching a Russell Brunson with ClickFunnels, one of his like early webinar things. And he actually said in that webinar, like, hey, go see Tony Robbins before he loses his voice. And literally the next week I went with my sister, and that was actually a huge impact. Like the Tony Robbins thing. I like was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I think if I went to it now, I'd be like, why is everyone jumping around hugging each other and stuff?
Yeah.
But
I
now
went. That was my reaction. I'm like, why are we dancing for an hour? Like,
yeah, I was just like young enough to where I didn't know enough, and I didn't have like any predisposition. I was just like, he's my answer to where I want to be. So it was like,
Yeah.
I got lucky. I went during that time. But Russell Brunson was talking about a tool called SimilarWeb.com. SimilarWeb, you type in any URL, right? They'll show you the traffic breakdown of that site, and they actually show you bar graphs based on where the traffic's coming from. So my indicator, my criteria for finding something that's worth reaching out to, it's manual, right? Like I'm reaching out through my email address, through their contact us. Hey, who can I speak with that heads your email list or heads your email marketing? But my criteria was of, let's say a site got 100,000 visitors, and I'm looking at the bar graph of like social traffic, Gmail traffic, Google traffic. There's direct traffic, which is people just typing in the URL right into their browser, which is actually a really good indicator because it shows that it's a resource for people that they're going to keep on going to. Some of these websites are like auction eBays of guns. So they interact with the email list to get their bid notifications. It's not just like
wow.
people shoving promos down their mouth. They're there for, their bid notifications, like I said, and other reasons. Like they have like, yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
But just getting to the bar graph part of it, there's email traffic as a bar graph, and anything that was 5% or less showed me that there's email traffic going, but they might not know what I know. They might not be hitting this as hard as I think there's opportunity to be hit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they're not running any of these direct response offers that work. They're running their own e-commerce stuff that's how they're using the list. So I'd go in, kind of find all these related sites to one that I know works. And then I would just reach out. I mean, like I'd go to work and come back and, stay up till 3 a.m. just doing this stuff. It was fun. It was like every new site I made or every new site that I found was like one step closer to like being here and owning the list. Right. I just like look, it was fun. I could say that I stayed up all night. Like it was like, oh, woe is me, but it was what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So long explanation, but SimilarWeb, anything that's like 5% or lower on that bar graph of saying email marketing, I felt there was opportunity from reaching out to hundreds of publishers. That is still I would say I go up to maybe like 10% on that now. And Jamie's, one of the people that actually reaches out to a lot of these publishers and finds a lot of them for me now. And he's like, hey, you want to buy this thing? Awesome. And then we work it out like that, which is really a blessing. He's finding new stuff for me now, in addition to renting out the list. And he's one of my best friends from college. So I got super, super lucky with all of that.
No doubt, man. What a time, huh?
My sister,
Yeah.
Say it again.
I said, what a time, dude. Three meatheads making the gun market work, hanging out. What more could you want?